Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another KPC Live, Your People and Culture live stream over here with David. What's up, everybody? How's your weekend going? It is currently 1 p.m. here in Seoul, South Korea. The weather is getting hotter. You can see I've changed into short sleeves over here. So, yeah, definitely scorching sun outside. I have all my curtains down and my air conditioner should be on, but it's going to create a buzz, so I'm not going to turn it on. I just have this little fan over here, so if you'd like to support the stream, please do. But anyways, hello everybody. Let me know how y'all are doing in your own countries, what time it is, what's the temperature, what's the weather like out there, how are you coping with the heat, or if it's not hot at all, do you have any summer vacations? Let's just start a warm, welcoming greeting session for 5 minutes and go on to today's fun activities where I will be skimming through a lot of Korean news and trends on the Korean actual news channels and yeah, in videos. So last time I saw coincidentally some videos on YouTube, which was the Karina and Faker Google Play ads and also the McDonald's Korean version ads. And a lot of you guys seem to like it and like the visual stuff more than like the normal Korean news, just in like the format of pictures and me just explaining stuff. So I thought, like, let's switch it up a little bit and try watching the actual news today together. Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be copyright strikes, but if you are in the replay gang watching this afterwards and you see some videos cut out or the audio's not playing, that's probably because I cut out the copyright strikes. And so yeah. Anyways, let's see who's in the chat. The Bard, 6:15 a.m. Sweden. Oh, yes. And before we go on, I want to give a big shout out to the Bard and also Sylvia. Thank you so much for sending such a appreciative amount of uh, support on PayPal for the last week. I've well received it and I intend to write an email back to you guys. But thank you so much. You guys make it possible for me to have like these small luxuries in life in this hard economy where I'm struggling to pay my own fees. Korean slip there. Fees and oh, actually, 비용 and fee. It's the same pronunciation. Fee. Yeah, anyways. Utility fees, food costs, and everything over here. But yeah, I get a little bit of luxury to go out with my friends, have some good food, have some fun. I did recently start playing tennis again. Yeah, like playing tennis actually costs a lot. You might be wondering, why does it cost a lot to play tennis? But ironically, in Seoul, there aren't a lot of tennis courts, and also, in order for you to go to a tennis court with all your gear and stuff, you need a car. And normally, having a car and driving a car around Seoul is pretty pricey. Like, considering the gas prices right now, it's crazy. Per liter, I think it's $2 or something. I don't know how much it is in your countries, but thanks to some person, yeah, oil prices are all up around the world. I wonder how much they are in your own local economy. But Rhea, thank you so much for the $20. Hello from Orange County and always sunny. Yes, I've been to Orange County. I love the climate over there. The blue skies. It's a little bit hot, but I like hot because I'm a hot guy. Um, yeah, but yes, I wonder how, yeah, the climate is over there nowadays because like normally I visited during like the spring fall seasons. It wasn't that bad. It was a little there was a little breeze and all, but like during the summer, I think it'll be even more intense. But yeah, hello Lynn. Welcome to the chat. Thanks for maintaining your membership for forever. Thank you so much. You got the rainbow pizza going on over there. You've gotten skinnier, David? I doubt that. I doubt that. Maybe it was because of the intense tennis match I had like 2 days ago. Yes. Aloha from Hawaii, 12 a.m. in New York. My fellow New Yorkers tuning in at a very Late hour, appreciate that. Here in Texas, Spurs just won Western Conference. All right, we got a little bit of sports topics going on today as well. So look forward to that. Howdy, Steve. What's up? What's up? Karina, check. Greetings from China. Okay, I thought you were in Singapore, but China. Okay, that's a change. Welcome back, Harabaji. Yes. All right. So it seems like everyone is enjoying their weekends and summer. Beautiful day coming in Kokkola, Finland, 7:18 a.m. I can see our Northern Europeans in the chat enjoying their summer mornings. Yes. It's midnight in Canada too. Okay. All the Canucks in the chat from Malaysia. Wow, we have a truly global chat today. From Romania. Gas $2 per liter here too. Oh yes, it's a global thing. Yeah, I don't know. Like nowadays, I can't even afford to drive around anywhere. Not that I used to, but I'm doubling down on using public transportation nowadays due to the oil prices. But yes, you should switch to an EV if you had the chance. I love to if I only had the funds to, just buying like a normal standard Hyundai EV. Like Ionics are really great by the way, and also K8s from Kia. I think Kia is upping their game with the design in their cars, and I've seen a lot of Kia and Hyundai cars in Europe when I visited, and in the States as well too. So I think the global brand recognition of Kia and Hyundai cars are going up by the year, and I'm very happy about that. Yeah, you guys know that they're brother companies, right? They used to be separate companies, but Hyundai acquired Kia. So if you go to Yangjae in Seoul, there are two towers. It's called the Twin Towers, right next to a very big Costco-ish mart. Very hectic place. I would not recommend going there. Anyways, yeah, if you go to Yangjae, you can see the Hyundai and Kia towers over there. So, yeah, nowadays I think Hyundai is kind of transitioning into a robotics company. That's why it's very hot with them acquiring Boston Dynamics as well. You know what? Speaking of Boston Dynamics, the World Cup is around the corner. I think it's starting in like 2 weeks, right? Very excited for that. The North American World Cup, right? Or I think is it North America, right? It's spanning from Mexico to Canada to New York and everywhere, right? So I think it's North America, but yeah, Boston Dynamics, they're gonna have this like robot thingy being well, I don't know, like World Cup promotional staff over there in the World Cup stadium. So you'll see for the first time robots serving you and entertaining you guys. So excited for that as well. I don't know if your countries have proceeded to the World Cup. Korea has, fortunately. Recently, I've been talking to an Italian person, and I made some fun of her because Italy didn't make it to the World Cup. Wow, that's so surprising, right? Ooh. Anyways, yeah, rooting for my own team. I don't have high hopes. Unfortunately, Korea hasn't been that good in the World Cup for the past three World Cups, I think. Ever since 2002, we didn't have like a very achievable achievement. But yes, hopefully, wherever you're from, your countries, yeah, proceed on to the higher stages of the World Cup. And I see a little jizzle on the screen over there. Let me try to get rid of that. That's probably the green screen on effect. Okay. Okay, way better, way better. But yeah. Excited to see BTS, Madonna, and Shakira doing the halftime show. Exactly. I think we've got already some promotional films from Shakira. Yeah. And also I think I saw something from Lisa as well too. So yeah, we might be seeing all these people and to mention nowadays I feel like in the American Music Awards BTS got the Daesang, the best artist of the year, and also twice got female K-pop artist of the year. We got Cat's Eye winning over there as rookie of the year, I think, and then there was Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters winning best animation track, was it, or best song? Yeah, best song of the year, exactly. So anyways, we're seeing a lot of Asian representation, K-pop, Korean representation, and a lot of the culture just transcending throughout the barriers of the world. I'm just very, very proud. Hopefully, in the World Cup, Korea does well too. Like, yeah, I'm obviously biased because this is the Korean People and Culture. The name is still like KPC. Yeah, KPC channel, and I'm Korean, so excuse me if I'm a little biased. All right. Yeah. Are you excited for the Busan concert, David? Of course I am. Yes, in 2 weeks. Also, BTS has just made it and landed into Incheon just the other day, I think, after finishing their Las Vegas leg of the world tour. It was phenomenal. I saw the footages. It was great. Oh, they had those VIP seats. I really want to watch in those VIP seats where I can record myself and also jam to the music freely. Like in Korea, we're all just like crammed up against each other, and also there's not a lot of male fans, not a lot of diversity over there. So I just have to be very contained, like wear mask and not be able to scream and all that. But yeah, it was amazing. But BTS is officially back in Korea. They're gonna have a rest for a while, and I think they're gonna prepare for the Busan concert. So very, very excited about that. FIFA is price gouging even though Mamdani are trying to lessen ticket prices. I saw that too. I saw the Mamdani is the New York mayor, right? New York City mayor. Yeah, I sent a post on Instagram to my friend who's a New York City resident, and apparently they're having like a raffle. So you can enter for the FIFA World Cup viewing, and if you get selected, 1,000 people or something are going to be able to watch it for either $100 or free, a very affordable price. So apparently the ticket prices are very, very large. So yeah, if you are in New York City and if you're eligible to that raffle, yeah, might as well check that out, right? I've been to New York, and actually, like New York City is very famous for the Broadway musicals, right? And there was this time where I wanted to watch this really nice musical, but like you can't get reservations or tickets that easily, and the prices are super super high. So apparently, if you go to Times Square, right in the middle of it, they have like this booth for the musical ticketings, and they have like these raffles, the lottery, so you can enter for it and you can get it for cheap prices if you keep on entering. Apparently the success rate is pretty high, so that's like a good tip. We call them honey advice for people visiting New York. In advance you can just apply for those lotteries. Yeah. Which musical? I think I don't know. It was either Lion King, Wicked, something among those like famous ones. Oh, Lisa, thank you so much for the purple light stick with the 10 jewels. Woo! Wow, we got a purple light stick emoji now. Okay. Yeah, I got to light up my army bomb in the back over there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe before we go on, and super chat messages will be 100% read and responded and appreciated. And if you're enjoying the stream, please show your support by paypal.me/KoreanPizzaClub. You can help me afford extra donuts, extra milk, and extra gas, which is $2 per liter, extra Trevi, what do you call this? Gassed water. What do you call these? So I don't know. Soda water. But yes, I'm trying to lose weight over here. Yeah. But anyways, yes. Bonjour from Canada. All right, all right. Me too. Watching on Weaver's concert in Busan. Okay. All right, so let's go into today's news already. First off, I just wanted to highlight, my favorite BTS for a starter, and then we'll go on into the more interesting news that is related to Korean society and politics and everything, and new cultural feats that are happening. So don't worry. I've seen a lot of people say like, "Oh, stop talking about only K-pop and stuff," but K-pop is what drags the attention. So let's start with our appetizer of today. So BTS's fandom spending power projected to lift Korea's GDP by 0.35 percentage points by 2040. This is crazy. We finally got some solid numbers going on over here ARMY, which is the biggest fandom in the world, probably more than the Swifties and Taylor Swift's concert. We proved it in Las Vegas this time, right? The fans could boost Korea's annual GDP by as much as 0.35 percentage points around 2040 as they grow older and gain purchasing power, according to a report. NH Investment and Security stated that the economic impact from fandom culture isn't just a short phenomenon and something that continues. Using the case of BTS in a report released on Friday, the report was published as expectations grow that BTS's upcoming concert in Busan could boost the regional economy. And we've already seen that, we've already seen it boosting the economy in a wrong way with the price gouging incidents with the hotels and the accommodation. RM actually clocked them and not shouted out, exposed them on the live stream saying like, "Komaera," like he was like, "That's enough. Don't cross the lines." So apparently the hotel prices have gone up by like triple folds and all that. So yeah, like Busan people, don't embarrass my hometown. I know that the economy's bad, but you can't just try to rip off people. These foreigners and international army that love Korea, that love BTS, they're here for a good time. Would you please calm down and lower the prices for God's sake? I know it's like a one-time grab kind of cash grab kind of thing, but like if you're too greedy, in the long term, Busan's reputation is going to fall down. Nobody's going to want to come to Busan. Busan is on a high. It's riding the tide nowadays. There are so many tourists coming in. It's becoming like it's amazing the amount of spending power a lot of army has, and also the tourists that are coming to Busan. They're spending a lot with the local economy, eating pork soup and all that. So yeah, please, refrain from the astronomical price hikes. But yes, it's just amazing looking at this news that a single K-pop group, BTS itself, is lifting Korea's GDP. That is absolutely insane. 0.35 percentage points. I would have to put that into ratio or like proportionate to see how big that is, but like just the fact that it's lifting a country's GDP is it's crazy. It's not like BTS is not like a whole industry of itself. Like it's not like Samsung semiconductors and smartphones and TVs and automobiles and gaming and whatever. They're literally seven people and they're lifting Korea's GDP. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. Yes, we'll grow old with BTS, so BTS will still be relevant. Yes, and exactly. I saw a lot of news headlines and Korean news reporting at the offline sites of Las Vegas recently with the lines in Stanford as well, and they were interviewing people, and a lot of the reporters and the vloggers noticed that there's so much diversity, not only in the matters of ethnicity, but also in the age demographics. They were very surprised that there were a lot of senior armies, there were a lot of middle-aged armies, there were a lot of teenagers with their parents, all of that. So yeah, definitely, they have purchasing power. And there was this local interview of a Florida army that was in her 70s or 80s or something, and she has a full set of like all BTS albums and the vinyls and the merch and everything. The merch line in Vegas was just crazy. It went blocks and blocks and blocks, zigzag like a worm, a snake. So yeah, that was absolutely crazy. BTS is a movement. The VIP packages for the floor in America were $800. Insanity. You're better off planning a trip to Korea. There were people in Vegas that did VIP all 4 days. Oh my gosh. If you're one of those people watching this channel, please, I would beg you to send me a little bit of that, chump change for you. Yeah. Anyways, just kidding over there. We love the mature Army fans. Senior Army here, 71 from Oregon. Yeah, I've heard a lot of things from K-pop management companies nowadays that they're very passionate about and ambitious of having more venues and more stages, shows in the North American region. A lot of K-pop bands are going there and doing like these world tours. However, this year is pretty a pretty bad environment for these other groups to do concerts in North America, especially because because BTS is doing their world tour, and BTS is always the priority, and they're just like a black hole, and they're sucking up all the money from the fans, from the K-pop fans that overlap a lot between ARMY and just general K-pop fans. And these people want to attend other concerts like Le Sserafim or aespa or Twice or whatever, but you know what? I've already spent all my cash in BTS, so yeah, not the best time doing world tours at the moment, I would say. But XG coming to the US in fall. All right. People can fly to the slots and blackjack in Vegas to recoup the BTS tickets. I don't think that's a good idea. No, no, let's not do that. I hope that the Korean government invests in more diverse creative fields, especially for students seeing success in entertainment. I think they will. I think they are. They have plans for this actually because K-Wave, the K content scene, Netflix content, K movies, the one that's coming out soon, Hope from Na Hongjin, got a lot of good critiques from the Cannes Film Festival, so I'm very much looking forward to that. So yeah, I think there definitely needs to be more support towards the film industry, the creative industry as a whole in Korea. And you can see that these collaborative minds and these projects actually boost the creative spirit and the project outcomes from big groups like BTS as well too, with their swim. What was the campaign name? I think it's the swim campaign or challenge. Keep swimming. Yes, keep swimming challenge. If you go see on their Instagram, there are so many talents, creative talents from different sectors of different arts in Korea that are collaborating with BTS, and I love that they are highlighting these talents as well too, like pianist Cho Sung-jin and all that. So yeah, go check that out if you're interested in the Korean art scene as well too. Mamamoo coming to the US in August, XG coming to Australia. Wow. All right, so it's very interesting. Yes, please do check it out. Okay, literally Mamamoo and Le Sserafim in LA like 4 weeks apart. Well, good luck to your wallets. All right. So yeah, let's go on to the next thing over here. So speaking of K culture just going viral all over the world, we have a pretty big news this week. I wasn't expecting this, but it has been plastered on all Korean media over here. So I'm gonna just show you the Korean version of news today a lot with the English subtitles on. So if you're tuning in, you'll have to just go through that inconvenience and watch the actual footage to see the closed captions over here. But over here you can see a very big event happened this week. A very big blessing to the US and California, right? K-beauty store causes a stir as soon as it opened. Popularity that surprises even the locals. We're talking about the one and only Olive Young over here. I know you guys are super excited about this. So Olive Young finally hit America, and its first store opened in Pasadena. So let's watch this clip all together. Let's see some interviews from the people that lined up and all that. So let's check it out.
매장 정문에서부터 수십 미터 넘게 긴
Wow, look
대기줄이
at that line.
이어졌습니다.
That's
인근
crazy.
공용 주차장들은 일찌감치
Parking
만차를
lots all
이뤘고
filled up.
전날부터 밤을 새워 기다린 사람들도 적지
For Olive
않습니다.
Young, really though?
한국에서만 보던 K-뷰티 플랫폼 매장이
Wow.
드디어 미국에 첫 발을
It's
내딛자
pretty big, isn't
K-뷰티를
it?
직접 체험하려는 소비자들로 인산인해를 이룬 겁니다.
Whoa.
I got here at 8, but because I had to find the line about like 8:20, 8:30ish. Right now it's 12:11 on the dot, and I'm about
Really?
to turn the line
You,
to go
you
in,
waited
so
4
I'm
hours for
excited.
Olive Young?
Yeah, there was all of this here. The people that went in right now, they were camping overnight.
Whoa,
They
that's
just
like
kind of,
BTS
went
level
to their
camping.
car and, like,
The
dropped their
K-beauty is
stuff off, but
huge.
everybody had like some sort of parka and chairs.
애플스토어와 글로벌 프리미엄 브랜드 매장들이 즐비한 핵심
Oh, it's right next to
상권.
an Apple store
이곳에
too.
문을 연 올리브영은 약 243평 규모로
It's just
한국의
like the
대형
Korean
매장과
Olive Young
맞먹는
stores.
첫 단독 매장입니다.
Just how it's supposed
마치
to be.
한국에 있는 매장을 그대로 옮겨놓은 듯한 이곳은
Oh my gosh,
이미
it's like
인기를
freaking
검색받는
big.
유명 K 브랜드 제품들로 가득 채워져 있습니다.
Wow,
I saw
so
a
many
lot
people.
on TikTok about Olive Young. Obviously, never been to Korea. I wish, but They opened it here and it looks amazing.
How Korean skincare is like #1 in the world. And then yeah, the display, everything here, the size of the store, the response from the people.
I can see this guy is not interested in K beauty. He's just here with his girlfriend, and like look at his. He's like, oh yeah, what am I doing here? My girlfriend's just here to like buy everything, but he's like, yeah, I heard K beauty's pretty big, you know. So okay, let's go
From
on.
the people, it's been very good.
단순한 제품 판매를 넘어 소비자들에게 가장 인기를 끈 건 기존 미국 매장에서는 쉽게
Whoa,
볼 수 없었던
whoa, they got like
셀프
high-tech skin scanning
스캐닝입니다.
devices. Whoa.
성분과 피부 고민별로 맞춤형
Okay.
솔루션을 제안하는 차별화된 큐레이션 매대 시스템도
Oh,
현지화되어
curation,
있습니다. 클렌징
personalized.
제품을 현장에서 직접 사용해 볼 수 있는 전용
Wow, they even got like washing centers.
한국 특유의 독특한 뷰티 놀이터
Oh my
문화를
gosh.
온몸으로 경험할 수 있는 겁니다.
That's
They have
crazy.
a store now where you can access all the different Korean brands and skincare and makeup and like.
Okay,
try it.
Lindsay, your name is Lindsay, I think. Wow, she's okay. She got that K skincare glow. I can definitely see.
In person. I mean, I think people just want to see like everything in person and like try it. I know they do like a skin analysis here, right?
굉장히 차별화된 점에 저희
Yeah, they
굉장히
got skin
다양한
analysis
체험
and
매대가
everything.
준비되어 있답니다. 그래서 저희는 수전부터 시작해서 다양한 프로모션 매대가 준비되어 있고요. 또 지금 특별히 수전에서는 진짜 전에 다른
Yeah,
리테일러들
the sink is crazy. Having a sink, I don't know why nobody has thought of that before. I don't think I've seen it in Sephora. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I've seen it in Lush. But like having a sink just makes so much sense. If you go to a K beauty store, you try on all the makeup and the sunscreen and everything. You want to wash your hands, right? But the sink is phenomenal. I don't know why I'm hyping over the
헤어와
sink.
바디 클렌징에 촉감이라든지 향까지 뭐든지 다 직접 테스트해 볼 수 있습니다.
K-팝과 K 콘텐츠 등 한류를 타고 미국에 상륙한 K-뷰티.
All right, we got
그
those
영향력을
LA girls,
빠른
those
속도로
Valley
확대되고
girls over
있습니다.
here.
실제로 미국 내 한국 화장품 판매액은 최근 1년간 24억 달러를 기록하며
Whoa,
전년 대비
$2.4 billion? What? Last year?
48%나 증가했습니다.
Increased
특히
48%.
SNS를 중심으로 촉촉하고
Oh wow, look at her skin. It is wow. That's crazy. Look at her skin. Her skin is like literal glass. That is crazy.
맑은 피부 표현을 강조하는 이른바 글래스 스킨 트렌드가
Whoa.
확산하면서 미국 젊은 소비자들 사이에서
Damn.
K-뷰티의 인기가 무서운 속도로 치솟고 있는 겁니다.
I don't know, just the quality for me, like as I said, I really feel like it transformed my entire skin. I used to struggle with really bad like cystic acne, so changing into Korean skincare and just like non-clogging ingredients really changed everything for me. So I'm a big fan. I love it. So.
이처럼 단순한 유행을 넘어 뛰어난
Oh, wow.
흥과
Local
혁신적인
news
성분으로
reporting about
미국인들의
it.
일상을 파고들고 있는 K-뷰티. 세계 최대 뷰티 시장인 미국
It's
본토에
actually like a
본격
mega
진출한
store.
K-뷰티가 이제는 화장품을
Oh, they got like bulldog ramen there. They're selling actual K food too. Oh well, if you go to Korean Olive Young stores, they do have like the food section with the zero sugars, the zero whatever, all the zero stuff. They got zero sugar oyster sauce? What the hell? Why would you need a zero sugar oyster sauce? They got kimchi, they got the hot sauce, the srirachas, yakwas. Wow.
넘어 한국의 라이프 스타일을 수출하는 새로운
Oh,
한류
so they
산업으로
have Korean
자리매김하고
lifestyle as well
있습니다.
too.
MBC 뉴스 이효정입니다.
All right. Wow, that is definitely a place to stop by if you're in the Los Angeles region, I think. Downtown, right? Wow, you literally walked out with 2 bags full of cosmetics last March in Korea. I went a little crazy. I've seen people like you. If you go to like Hongdae mega stores or Myeongdong mega stores of Olive Young, there are people that come out with like 2 full bags of Olive Young, like big bags. And also they have like suitcases along with them. If you go to Incheon Airport, you'll see Chinese people literally in 30s and 40s, like in groups. And they have all these suitcases open, filled with Korean beauty products. And I don't know what they're doing with all that many products, probably reselling it, but it is just crazy. I see a lot of boyfriends being like the porters and carriers with like these like 3 bags dangling on their arms. And that's what gym's for, right? For when your girl's going to get cosmetics, a haul, right? So So is Olive Young healthier than US brands? So I would not know that much about Korean skincare brands. But from what I've heard from a lot of reviews, you've definitely heard it from that person over there. A lot of people actually firsthand give reviews that Korean products work better. They're more natural. They're more healthier in ingredients, and they have a wide diversity. Their functionalities are amazing too, and they're cheaper. So I think that's the biggest appeal for K skincare products. I've seen a report that K skincare, the Korean beauty scene, is actually like growing and growing up to the level where it's threatening the French cosmetics brands market, which is positioned as like a luxury tier, but Korean cosmetics are in like the affordable tier. But also, if you actually compare the French luxury brands and the Korean ones, functionality wise, there are even reviews that the Korean ones do even better. So people are just switching to the Korean ones, where there's much more competition and diversity and beautiful packaging and beautiful marketing with K-pop stars and celebrities. So it's a full package. It's just like K-pop. You got everything over there, and you can go to these stores. So it's about the consumer experience as well. You can go to these personalized booths and get like your skin checked just for free, and you can see your acne or your pore levels or like your skin age, and you can get personalized color tests or whatever. And these store clerks are very just friendly. They will just, give you curated products just for you. And it's just very fun to go into an Olive Young, not gonna lie. Like, I go in there mostly for the food. I go in there for the gummy bears. I always go in for the Gillette, the shaving cream and whatever. I'm a guy, and then like the all-in-one men's. There's also a men's section, so I love that. They have a dedicated men's section. They have like hairspray, they have the all-in-one lotion. These are the only things I buy at an Olive Young, but I always end up buying some gummy bears or like some healthy sweet potato snacks and some gifts or like omega-3 or like ginseng or whatever for healthy nutrients for my mom or my grandma or my friends who just gave birth or whatever. So Olive Young is like it's like a mega store, a Costco of cosmetics, I would say, and it definitely has a different vibe from Sephora. So I guess you guys would know better because I'm not the main target over here. But yeah, Olive Young has truly become a mega dinosaur company, and I think I'll see it expand all the branches all over the U.S. and now more to Europe and the globe as well too. So it's getting very profitable. Wait, how do I invest in Olive Young? So I know a person. You know how those like those bonuses are creating a controversy in Korea right now over the Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix, right? They're getting like 50K bonuses. But like there's a silent winner in this whole thunderstorm because I know a person, my friend, who is in a relationship with an MD at Olive Young, and Olive Young is doing so good right now. She got a bonus of 100K. 100K. Yeah, last year. Apparently, the globalization and the expansion of Olive Young and the foreigners coming into Korea and just hoarding all these K skincare products are just boosting Olive Young's sales through the roof. And like, yeah, she got a 100K bonus just last year. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, but Olive Young, I can definitely see it going global. I need to invest in this. Like, why isn't it listed? Yeah. But right now, if you look at the Korean stock market, there's this brand called APR. They own Medicube and they use Chang Won-young as like the ambassador and all that. It started from a guy that's the same age as me, and he started as a startup, and he just started, making skincare products for the global market, whereas Amora Pacific, which is a giant cosmetic company in Korea, was mostly focusing on the domestic market and the Chinese market. But when the Chinese market started to lock down because of the Korea ban and everything, this guy directioned his eyes to the global market, mostly America, and he gained a lot of success. And now its stock prices have excelled the prices of Amora Pacific, which is like a traditional conglomerate in Korea. So that's crazy. A one-person company started as a startup, just targeted K skincare throughout the world, and now he's bigger than Amore Pacific. That is a success story over there. Damn. I need to really be doing business in this scene, don't I? Right? What is the best sunscreen? I would not know, but I use these kind of stick sunscreens. A lot of people say that they're not as effective, but I just don't like the stickiness of the sunscreen. So I just use these sticks that you can, like, you know, put on your faces. If anyone knows some recommendable brands, please put it in the chat so Jan can yeah, write down your recommendations. Which is why the Korean brands have to reformulate their sunscreen to directly sell in America. Yeah, I heard that there are different regulations and stuff. So yeah, there might be some altercations in the ingredients. 100K USD, yes. A lot of money in the K-beauty scene right now. It's one of the most lucrative. Yes. Beauty and health. Yeah, those are two sectors that are just permanently going to be one of the most lucrative sectors in human history, because human beings have always had the desire to become more beautiful and stay healthy. And I think especially for Korea, like China, not China's getting there, but Korea and Japan, it's entering a hyper aging society right now. Our demographic pyramid is becoming an inverted pyramid. Now we don't have young people, but like we're getting a lot of older people. So in terms of life expectancy, or like, you know, welfare for like the silver generation, a lot of money is flowing into healthcare. So yeah, that's another sector you should be looking into. But I don't want to be a stock and analyst right now. Let's talk more about K culture. But yeah, definitely this store is in Pasadena. I would not be surprised if one opens in New York in like a month. Yeah, looking at this amount of success, there's no way Olive Young is just gonna keep quiet with this. They're just going to double down on this. Yeah, keep the fire blazing, and yeah, they need to be aggressive with this expansion, I would say. It's definitely going to be a huge hit in New York. And looking at the comments over here, it says Korea ranks second in the world for cosmetics exports. Only France is ahead of us. Let's overtake France as well. Well, you can see the good old Korean competitive spirit over there. We're so competitive. I don't know why, but like, as I've told you in the old streams as well too, Koreans have this mentality of like, if we're doing something, we should always be first. Second is best enough, you know, right? Like, there are probably hundreds of countries in the world, and most of those countries, no offense, they don't really have strong industries, or they're not excelling in like any sector at all. They might have like one or two sectors, but Korea is always like, we got to be number one in the AI race, the semiconductor race, the beauty race, the entertainment fields, whatever, food. And I don't know why we're like this, but I like this mentality. Some people call it toxic, but because of this, Korea is advancing by the clock, and we've made it all over here. So super proud of our culture. There's a dual pro and con dynamic over there. Olive Young launches in the US. Oh my god, that's insane. It makes me proud to see a store with such long lines of our domestic brands. I hope this popularity continues. China is making Korean products exactly the same for word and selling them online as knockoffs. We really need to come up with a solution for this. Of course, everyone's gonna mention China. Yes, Olive Young serious. Let's go global. All right. Korean cosmetics already started becoming a huge trend in Japan and China 7 or 8 years ago. The US just opened its eyes late. From semiconductors and weapons. Oh yeah, the weapon industry is something that is overlooked often from the Korea being a powerhouse, but like apparently European nations are hoarding South Korean weapons over the past few years. They are sensing something big coming. And also, recently, Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, they bought trillions of dollars in Korean defense systems. So yeah, all of that. But I don't know how this small country truly became number one in all these very versatile categories. See, like, it's truly fascinating to see Korea rising in popularity as YouTube, a new medium, provides an environment where the younger generation can discover Korean skincare on their own, something that traditional legacy media never even covered. Exactly. Yeah, so I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yeah, some people like I've had a lot of like this is a personal a tangent over here, but I've recently been kind of sad, or is it like I mean I was just like in retrospect in the bathtub. That's where I always get like very pensive and all, but I was just contemplating on my own career course and the past 10 years of what I've been doing on YouTube and stuff. And I've always kind of, human beings are meant to compare and they always are more greedy and they always want to get more and more and more, right? So I always count my blessings, but at the same time, I always want to improve and develop and make more money. And I was like, yeah, you know what? It's been a good ride in K-pop and stuff, but what if I started off in a different niche, like it's a more lucrative niche, like K-beauty or like I don't know, tech, something like that, finance. I would have made a shit ton of money and all that, and I would have been in a better place right now. But actually, I'm very grateful because actually, if you think about it, being a YouTuber about a specific culture of a specific nation is a very, very small niche, especially a country that has less of a population of 50 million people, and it's like a peninsula, and people didn't really know about Korea at all. All they knew about was nuclear bombs and all that, and it's a divided country, the Korean War a little bit. But yeah, I definitely rode the wave properly, even though it's a small niche, because how it's expanded and became globally popular. I'm reaping the benefits out of it right now, even though it's in small scale. So that's why I always have this discrepancy of like satisfaction in my own mind, saying like, it's so big and there are CEOs like Kim Byung-hoon from APR, there's Hybe, there's BTS, there's my friends that are K-beauty influencers, and there's like all these people and they're raking in money. They're tour guides that are making even more money than me right now. And I'm comfortable in my space and I'm happy of the freedom and the form of, employment and the fans that I have. I'm very, very grateful. But what if, you know what I'm talking about, right? So like, definitely, I'm not complaining, but like I was like, yeah, if you think about it, this is a very small niche, but the fact that I'm making a living out of it, of just talking about my own culture, how blessed am I, right? So that would not apply to a lot of other countries, like if I were to talk about, let's say, I don't want to single out a country, honestly, but yeah, there are a few countries that people are very interested about and subscribe to just for exploring that country's culture. I would say, to name a few, yeah, I could name a few, like Japan. Japan's very strong in their culture. Like if you just start an anime channel or just living in Japan channel, there are a few countries like that. If you go to vlog certain countries, there will be differences between views. So yeah, very, very blessed in that factor, if you think about it, and very, very blessed to have competent people, competitive people, just trying to expand all over the world in forms of mega stores like Olive Young in California and all that. So yeah, go check out California, Los Angeles, Pasadena, Olive Young over there. Hopefully it expands to the East Coast and all throughout the US as well, right? You sound like J-Hope. What if, I know, I love J-Hope because, I was watching the Incheon, them coming back in Incheon today, and everyone looked very tired. Yoongi looked very tired. Jimin was a sweet angel, just waving to people. But Hobie is always just jolly and very appreciative towards his fans. Jin as well too. He never turns down on like the cameras or the fans. He always waves, even though he's super, super tired and all that. So Hobie is definitely the sunshine. Yes. Sheesh, that's a lot of people for such a small area, right? And and if you're referring to Korea's population, which is now it's kind of shrinked from 50 million to 48 million, if I'm not wrong. But the more shocking fact is that 24 million, I think, live in Seoul. So half of our population lives in a small little city, in right next to North Korea. If you think about it, it's pretty crazy. David, you can make a shit ton of money doing house guest types for K-pop fans fitted in Korea. I know, right? Like, there's so many golden opportunities that I'm sitting on, but I just don't have the execution power, and I just don't have the balls to risk, the high risk, high return. But I'm just like such a this is an influence from my my upbringing and my mom and my parents and everyone. Like they've always said, like, yeah, play on the safe side. In the end, you know, like only 1%, 10% maybe succeed from doing businesses. But I've been defying their advice for some time, so why not just go all in, right? So maybe it's time. Yeah, actually. Yep. But you have a right to be proud of Korean culture. Thank you. All of Young needs to take over some Starbucks locations in NYC. Let's be real. No need for nasty, overly priced coffee. Actually, you know what? I'm making a video about Starbucks right now. I've been making this for a week. I want to show you it to you guys, but unfortunately I can't. Maybe there is a way. Let's see. Let's see if I can show you through this screen over here. No, oh yeah, actually it does. Yeah, this is the screen I'm working on. I don't know why it's not showing properly, but yeah, that's the Premiere Pro scene. Yeah, it's not showing. But anyways, yeah, I've been working on a project that highlights the Starbucks controversy that's going on in Korea right now. Starbucks is being heavily boycotted. It's losing massive amounts of money, and the parent group Shinsegae, which owns the most shares, which has the operating rights for Starbucks in Korea independently, are in the verge of losing its position as the Starbucks operator. And the chairman Chung Yong-jin actually came out and did 3 big bows in front of the country and apologized for the whole controversy. But there's a video coming out for that, so stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to KPC. I make videos about Korean people and culture, as you are witnessing over here. The live streams every weekend are pretty much more lightweight, entertaining ones than the standard videos that I make. Yes, that tank controversy, exactly. So I'm going deep on it. I'm explaining the history and why people are so furious about it. The internet self-culture that is making our society toxic. So yeah, wait for that one. So yes, okay, going on to the another one. So this is something I have not been foreseeing. Like, this is crazy. I could see Olive Young happening. I could see like K-pop and other stuff happening. But like, this is a very male-dominated sector category. So I don't know how many people game in the chat. If you're a gamer, please type 1 in the chat. I just want to know, because most of my audience are female based. So if you play games, please type 1 in the chat. I just want to do a little quick survey on if you guys are interested in topic at all. But like, I'm not a big gamer myself. The only game I've probably played throughout the years is maybe like League of Legends. That's about it. I've never played any console games at all. But we're going to be talking about this massive game that just launched a new trailer and an actual like section in that game, totally based in Korea. Wow, you guys play. Wow, there's so many gamers. You're playing one right now, says Toyland. Okay, what? There's so many ones in the chat. Lin plays a game too. Whoa, okay. See not Jin. Okay, wow, Hina. All right, so there are a lot of gamers. I'm a lady and a gamer girl. Resident Evil, really? Okay, then if you like Korea and gaming, you might be interested in this one over here. So let me show you a very exciting thing coming up for gamers. So Call of Duty. Apparently, this is a legendary game. Apparently, I've never played this, but my friends are very hyped about this. And if you're a gamer, they say like you've probably played this before. This is like in the tier of GTA or something, right? So yeah, who's played Call of Duty before? If you played Call of Duty in the chat, please type 2. Let's see. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, the trailer dropped, and apparently Korea is the battleground. That is absolutely insane. Yeah, let's see. So they made a 2.5-minute trailer, and it's become viral in Korea. So let's check it out.
10 mics to your asses better be in formation north of the stadium.
Whoa.
Orders are anytime, any place. Sergeant J, keep your scouts in line.
Whoa, okay, we see the streets of Gangnam over here. I mean, it's kind of weird that they're in full armor, like, and with all their guns and all their equipment, patrolling like that. We do see military soldiers in their normal, like, suits, uniforms going about, but, like, in that kind of heavy armor, not really. But, like, I think that's, like, Gangnam or Itaewon or something, and they're patrolling.
pit stop at the Komatin? The new guy is low on rations.
Wait, the accuracy of the Korean face over here. So I think it's a joint unit between the ROK Army and the U.S. Army. Everyone knows we have a huge U.S. Army presence over here. But this guy over here with the black glasses, this is an accurate representation of the Korean man. If anything, it's almost derogatory. Like, I'm not kidding over here, because if you go... I don't want to show you this, but there is a picture that like 100% resembles this as the Korean man, but this guy wants to go to the convenience store over here. So they go to the Go Mart. I think they could have used CU.
The new supreme leader of North Korea. No
Look how he's like, the new supreme leader of North Korea.
shit. That dude looks younger than I am.
Whoa! Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Oh, holy shit. Oh my gosh. This is the one scenario that everyone dreads about our country. Yeah. Unfortunately. Whoa. Whoa, but the graphics are so cool. Oh no, those sirens blazing. Oh my gosh, yeah, like, this is gonna appear in my dreams. As much as I appreciate Korea being featured in Call of Duty, that is actually a very realistic scenario. Those are probably North Korean or Chinese joint forces parachuting down in Seoul. Whoa. Whoa, they actually speak Korean too. 작전 개시. Ooh. Oh, they even have Korean in it. Hangul in it too. 4 days earlier. 4 days earlier. Okay. Whoa, that's cool.
You're still a wanted man.
Yeah, no.
So I guess he's the main character. He's like John Wick of the series.
What did you do?
What I had to.
We make
Paris.
our own rules of engagement now.
Oh, okay. They got a whole story going on. Like Mission Impossible.
Deny exists.
You do what you need
Oh,
to.
you know what? I actually want to play this now.
'Cause you
I've
know
never
I will.
played these kind of games. Oh, what? No way. What? They literally recreated the Namdaemun over here. That was my office. I'm looking at my office. Whoa. Oh my gosh. Tanks. They even got North Koreans? And they got the accent? Wait.
대반자를 찾아내라. 마을을 불태워서라도.
대반자를 찾아내라. 마을을 불태워서라도. Oh, the accent it's a little iffy, but it's all right. I can give that a pass. Who am I? I'm a South Korean giving a pass to a North Korean accent, but yeah, it's not the usual accuracy that I see, but it's okay. A for effort. Oh, damn. 수류탄 투척. Fire in the hole. Whoa, whoa! Don't tell me that's a nuke. Please. Oh, okay.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
Let's go, let's
You're
go.
not ready. We could all die tonight.
Oh
we
my
don't
God.
even get a choice.
Whoa.
You broke a lot of rules, Price. No more rules.
Whoa, this is crazy. Oh, I love that how they sprinkled a little Korean Hangul over there. Modern Warfare 4, right? It's Ha. So that's clever. Ha is like 4 in Korean. Whoa. Whoa, okay. I've never played Call of Duty before, but I'm hooked now. Yeah, that looks actually good. Oh, I mean though, like if I play that and I live literally in Seoul, I can. This is a very realistic scenario. Our biggest enemy right now is North Korea and China, and if that actually happens, oh, this is giving me goosebumps. Uh-oh. The Konglish in the game is authentic, it seems. I want to play this too. Call of Duty always has a story mode. They just blew up your office. Yeah, only my office? I think they even blew up my house probably too. Uh-oh, okay. We need BTS in the game. They've been in the military. So I've seen some interviews about this, and apparently there aren't any BTS references. So someone asked, BTS just finished the military. Is there any coincidence in the Call of Duty game preparing a Korean background and releasing them right after their military experience? And they said no. But the director did say like the reason they chose Korea is because how realistic the scenario can be, how North Korea is an actual threat, and how this gives chills to people like me is just evidence on yeah, how entertaining this is going to be, ironically as well too, right? Yeah. Um okay. So COD is fun, but I like survival horror games. Oh my god, yes, COD. Okay. All right. Wow. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm willing to check that out. Now you can practice for the real thing. Please don't say stuff like that. It's I think I'll get haunted in my dreams actually to play this in Seoul. Yeah. It's gonna be a hot game. Do you want me guys to play this on KPC? I think this is relevant enough because it sets in Seoul, and I could probably point out some of the funny points or the backgrounds. I've never played games online on stream before, but yeah, it might be a new fun activity. I might even convert to a game streamer. Yeah, the funny thing is, I'm teaching nowadays in Daegu, college students at the media creator department, and a lot of these kids, they're adults, 20-year-old adults. I've been doing a lot of consulting about like what they want to do with their YouTube careers or whatever, content creation, and all of them, half of them, especially dudes, are so into gaming. I don't know. I didn't know gaming was that big. I knew it was big in a general sense, but like to just feel it firsthand from their consultations, and they were like, I want to become a game YouTuber. I want to play this game and that game. And I was like, I'm sorry, but I don't have the knowledge enough to talk about in specific about the particular games you want to try out. But yeah, like from Minecraft to League to Overwatch, Battlegrounds actually, PUBG is actually a Korean game too. Yeah, and Koreans are the best in games. Like we got Faker the God, right? So, yep. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. Yeah, let's check it out. Let's check it out if we got some time, right? I could do some Twitch streaming, right? Although Twitch is banned in Korea. Yeah, what about you set up a Twitch account and play it? Maybe. I'll have to figure it out. I watch you stream it. Yes. Really? I might actually want to play it. It's been a minute since I've wanted to play Call of Duty. Really? Wow. So you guys are all very familiar to Call of Duty. So, yeah, my friends being hyped over it isn't just like, yeah, just them. I see a David Twitch coming. Okay. I mean, if you're comfortable, you can play the game here. Yeah, I'd like to try it out. I've always thought, no offense to gamers, because I've been an addict before as well too, especially to League of Legends. There was a phase when I was in college in my freshman year, and I got so addicted to League of Legends, I started playing it overnight, and I feel so bad to my grandma back then because she thought I was spending all night studying, and she doesn't understand what computer PCs work and like what's on the screen or whatever. And I was staying all night playing League of Legends, literally from midnight to 5 a.m., and I would go sleep at 6. and go to school at 9 and then like sleep during school, and then during lunchtime I would go with my friends to the PC room and play again, FIFA Online and League of Legends, all of that. But it started like, uh, just just um just ruining my life in general. I spent too much time on it. I couldn't focus on studying. It messed up my sleep cycle. I was constantly just thinking about that game. And the big realization moment was, okay, so there was a little episode where me and us 5 people. So to play League of Legends, you need 5 people. I was the supporter because I'm like the Egen Nam, the Egen male. But I like to support people. Actually, I was the jungler back then. I was the jungler, and we each have our own designated roles. And the jungler is actually very important because it usually initiates the 5-to-5 fights, which is the tipping point of whether you can win the game or not. Anyways, some gaming stuff. But yeah, I was a jungler. I failed. We went out into a tournament, a college tournament, as a team, and we advanced from the preliminary rounds to maybe like the game of 16 or something, and we were very, very hyped. But during that one game, I messed up so bad. My initiation just caused the whole game, and I lost. And then we got a fight in between us. They started blaming me. Like, one guy started blaming me so hard. He was like insulting me to the core, and I was like, dude, chill, it's just a game. And he's like, no, it's just because of you. Like, if you just did this like properly, blah 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 blah. And we got into like a freaking big fight. Very amateur, very childish. We were only just 20, so yeah, and we got into like a huge fight, and our friends, the other 3 friends, they were like, bros, chill, chill, chill. And there was no way to actually like mediate us, so they were like, okay, let's do a 1v1. Let's do a player versus player and settle this. So the person who loses just shuts the F up, stops playing this game, and they're out of this group. They're out of this team. And then I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, like, let's see how good you are. And then we did a 1v1, and I lost. I lost. And that's the end of my gaming career or gaming experience. After that, I had to delete my account right in front of them, and the hours and the nights, all I spent throughout that game was just gone, and I felt so devastated that I never even looked towards playing a game ever again. Because the feeling, like, you finish a game. Like, in the old days, I played Pokemon, Zelda, Super Smash Bros, all that. But when you complete a game, there's that feeling, you feel fulfilled for maybe a couple days or something, that I completed this. But after that, you don't have anything remaining. It was just a nice experience. And yeah, it doesn't feel productive. So that's why I was like, yeah, maybe it's time to grow up from games. But yeah, I think that traumatic experience is definitely the trigger that made me retire from gaming. But yeah, that's totally traumatizing. I know. I got publicly humiliated. All that time used, it was too painful, exactly. And yeah, that man turned out to be faker. No, he's just a married old ajashi now. He doesn't play games anymore. It's a game, not that serious, I know. But when a trophy is at stake, sometimes people get heated. Like, men can be stupid over stupid stuff. Yeah. But wow, right? Yeah. Yes, but yeah, that was my little short-lived gaming experience over here. But anyways, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 is coming out. And before we get on to the next news, let me just munch on some sweets over here because I'm getting a little hungry. So I got the Krispy Kremes from last time, the 1+1 deals. Yes, my mom came again to Seoul because like she's attending another wedding and she's nagging me again about like when are you getting married, when are you meeting, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time she keeps on bringing these 1+1 Krispy Kreme deals. The problem is she comes from Busan Station to Seoul Station, and there's a Krispy Kreme at Busan Station, and she always takes the last train. That's why just before it closes they're doing like a closing sale with the 1+1 deal, so she gets 2 dozen boxes for $10, and she's like, that's a bargain. That's only like 0.75 cents for each donut. And she's like, I'm like, I know, but like it's not healthy. It's not good for my diet. And she's like, yeah, it's okay. You can go exercise. So here are donuts. Here are the Krispy Kremes. Looks good. Basic Snail Theme, thank you so much. Did you hear the song 사랑해 by Trish Paytas, and did you have any thoughts about it? Oh! I've heard about it. I saw it in the news. It was, I think she was American, was she? Or correct me if I'm wrong. She was not Korean, but she made a K-pop song. So, yeah. Maybe I'll check it out. If it has no copyright. That's a stupid question. It probably has all the copyright. So give me like 2 minutes to munch on like two donuts. If you're watching the replay, fast forward 2 minutes. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. We got some like chocolate cream inside. Looking good. That's a great price on donuts, exactly. You want a donut now? Wow, this is so full of chocolate. So good. Oh, look at that. Cream, chocolate cream coming out. Are donuts less sweet in Korea? I don't think so. It's pretty sweet. Chocolate covered Bavarian creams are my favorite. Whoa. I need to read this one. I was feeling low today. This live makes me feel a bit better and happy. Thank you, David. Fan since 2020. Thank you so much, Manjari. I don't know why you're feeling low, but hopefully you feel better. And you have some good stuff happening. I'm wearing white pants. Just gonna have one more donut. And I'm loving this. Wow, I just got my favorite notification with a P from PayPal. You making me want to cheat on my diet. Stop it, lol, says Sandra. Thank you for the 20 on PayPal. Thank you so much. Well, you can cheat. You can cheat. Everybody can cheat. Like, we all cheat in life, right? Last donut. Which one should I eat? You guys choose. We got the peanut butter from last time, and we got the sugar sprinkled. I don't know what you call these, but which one should I eat? Peanut butter or just sugar? You guys decide. I love pudding-filled donuts. Chocolate on chocolate. For anyone who cares, Spurs won. Okay, is that... I'm so sorry. Is that basketball? I'm pretty sure it's basketball, right? I do watch MLB, Major League Baseball, but then people say nobody cares about baseball. I watch the Dodgers. and the Korean athletes on the teams. Sugar. Okay, let's go for the sugar. Everyone wants to eat me for me to eat this sugar. Mmm. Mmm. Nice choice. Mmm. That's a pleasant surprise. Mmm. Oh, I like this. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Mmm. Honestly, the only Spurs I know is the Tottenham Hotspurs from the EPL. They're the Spurs too. Mmm. Spurs is basketball. Mmm. Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen their uniform before. So I watch football, baseball, tennis. Basketball's not on my list. I think people tend to watch, obviously, the sports they play. But as an Asian guy, I knew that I would never be good at basketball because of my genetics. So, basketball is a heavily genetic sport. If you want to disagree, you can. Of course, there are outliers like Yao Ming or the point guard from Japan, which is very good, but you can only name a few Asian players due to their height. Everyone wants to eat me. Do you think that's a Freudian slip? Being European, I only watch football. Not soccer, right? Whenever I say soccer, they're like, soccer? It's not soccer. It's football. My team is Dodgers. Players Shohei Ohtani. Yes, Ohtani is great. He's a living legend. Yeah, Haesung Kim is he's demoted, right? He's been optioned. Too bad. He's a versatile and dynamic player, but I do think watching some of the highlights from the past few games, whenever he throws back to Freeman on first, he sometimes fumbles a lot, and his hitting rate hasn't been that good. So I understand. I think he should just leave and go to another team where he can get like regular plays. And being at the Dodgers is one thing. It's a very honorable and nice place to be, but like a baseball player, if you're an athlete, you would want to play, right? If you're constantly on bench and being sent down to the minor leagues, then that's going to mess with your morale as well too. So yeah, as much as I love him, I think he deserves better and more opportunities. Yeah, it's sad. I like their chemistry between the Japanese and the Korean. Like Otani and who was it? Yoshinobu and Haesung, they all seem friendly with each other. Too bad. But we got other players doing good. Jung-hoo is doing good in the where is it? I forgot all their names. San Fran Giants. Ha-sung Kim's back. Yeah, you can obviously see that I only track the Korean players. But speaking of sports, let's get this through. I was trying to do this news at the end of the live stream because normally people don't like sports that much. But this is breaking news, actually, from last night. If you are interested in football, PSG defeats Arsenal on penalties to win second consecutive UCL Champions League. And Lee Gang-in, the Korean player on the PSG team, finds championship luck. So after tight 1-1 versus PSG, And Arsenal, I don't even know how Arsenal even made it that far, but interesting. I thought Bayern would go. But anyways, yeah, PSG won. Congratulations to the Paris fans. We have a player on PSG like named Lee Gang-in. He's actually pretty good. I think he's really good in Korean terms. Like he's one of the national football team members of Korea, and he plays a lot like I think like a mix of Iniesta and Messi. He's a great passer. He does a lot of like great tricks, and he infiltrates really nice. And he did substitute a lot for the league games for PSG. So I did think he contribute a lot. But the sad thing is though, a lot of people are making fun of him because he got 2 UCL trophies. He lifted the big year 2 years consecutively, which is a new record in Korean athlete history. Park Ji-sung, I think he only got 1 Champions League, if I'm not wrong. I don't know if it's like consecutive or not, but anyways, Lee Gang-in got a huge achievement in actually being in a team while they won the Champions League. But the sad part is that he never actually ran and played during the Champions League. So yeah, a lot of people are like, oh, that's the way you free ride. That's how you ride on a bus. But I think, every team member contributes because during the season, he had to substitute and he contributed in a lot of goals as well, too. And through that, they could allocate the players' stamina, the players that had to play in the Champions League and stuff. So substitutes do have their roles. And I would also argue, like the people who are making fun of him, that he didn't play a second and got a trophy 2 times. Well, it's even difficult to become a substitute at a team like PSG, right? If you think about it. Same for Haesung Kim or Lee Gang-in. Even though they might not have a lot of play time and they did not contribute that much, they do play a role. And the fact that they initially entered a very honorable football team like PSG or a baseball team like LA Dodgers is the fact that they are top tier. They're top class players. Yeah, and they can always be brought in to substitute, or they can be counted on, right? So congrats to him, I think, right? Like record-wise, as I told you, he's one of the first people. He's the first Korean player to hold 2 championship trophies, if I'm not wrong. I would have to look into Ji-sung Park's records with Manchester United, but either consecutively or 2 times in a row. People were saying Sonny. So Tottenham was actually in the UCL for the final rounds. I don't even know how that happened a few years ago. And Sonny played in it. But yeah, unfortunately they got knocked out. But yeah, congrats to PSG and Lee Gang-in. Yep. So he's cute. Okay. Well, he got a Jebel girlfriend. So he got a rich girlfriend with him. So, but also Kang-in needs to move out of PSG to find some first team action. The same case with Haesung, right? I don't know what's going on with all these Koreans, but they're all in top tier clubs, but not getting a lot of play time. Feels so bad for Arsenal lose on penalties. Yeah, but I saw some highlights of the clips. I'm just going to talk about football like 30 more seconds. But Arsenal, they played it kind of dirty. They got their first goal and they started like locking up. They used like 10 backs and they were just locking up from the first half. And it was like a freaking boring ass game. And the championship final games aren't supposed to be like that. So I think they got back what they deserved. I'm sorry if I'm triggering any gunners in the chat, but gooners or gunners, whatever you call them. But yeah, they played a boring ass game, so yeah, it was coming. Rude. I'm sorry. Anyways, I used to stand Tottenham, so you get I'm biased, right? North London Derby, that's what they used to call it. Okay, so let's proceed on to the next news. A little bit of more K-pop over here. Speaking of K-pop, just dominating the world. There's a new generation coming up, and it is none only than CORTIS. CORTIS is my next favorite pick. I think they're going to be huge. So this is CORTIS over here. And it says, don't try to understand, just feel. CORTIS becomes a symbol of Gen Z. And we got YTN news coverage about CORTIS over here. I thought it was an interesting piece, so just might as well share it with you guys.
최근 국내 음원 차트에서는 데뷔 1년이 채 되지 않은 그룹 코르티스가 돌풍을 일으키고 있습니다.
코르티스.
독특한 가사가 숏폼 소비 문화를 타고
Very
이후로
unique lyrics.
확산하며 젊은 세대의 상징처럼 자리 잡았습니다.
Symbol of younger generation. Yeah, for sure. I know the choreo now. I've watched it too many times.
각종 음악 방송 1위를 휩쓴 데 이어 남성 그룹으로는 올해 처음으로 국내 최대 음원 플랫폼 멜론에서 주간 차트 정상을 차지했습니다. 데뷔 9개월여
I like
만에
this
이뤄낸
music
국내적
video
기록입니다.
and the song.
대중적
I like
인기를
their vibe
키운
too.
건 짧은 영상 중심의 소비 문화였습니다.
Short form videos.
단숨에 이해하기 어려운 가사들이 반복하다 보면 되레 재밌는 요소로 받아들여지면서 안무 챌린지는 물론 패러디 영상으로 확산했습니다. 또 다른 곡 영 크리에이터 크루 역시
Young creator crew.
대다수가 10대인 멤버 전원이 음악과 안무, 영상
Yep,
제작에
they're the next gen for
참여한다는
sure.
큰 정체성을 내세운 노래인데 줄임말로 외치는 영크크가 젊은
영크크.
감성을 담은 밈처럼 활용되면서 반대로 자조적 의미의 올크크, 늘크크 같은 표현도 등장했습니다.
They're very hip.
소비하는 방식이 바뀌고 있는 거예요.
The way music is consumed is changing.
콘텐츠로 소비가 일단 되고
Content is consumed on social media first.
거기에 팬이 형성이 되기 시작하고
And then a fan base starts to
최근
form.
K-pop 시장에서는 우리말 가사로 감상에 초점을 둔 노래들과 함께 직관적이고 감각적인 재미를 앞세운 노래들도 존재감을
Sensory entertainment and intuitive. I think that's a good wrap up. Yeah, sensory entertainment and intuitive music are becoming more of a trend nowadays. And I just like CORTIS because of a handful of reasons. First of all, they use a lot of Korean lyrics. They use a lot of Korean backgrounds. That's very rare, ironically, in K-pop nowadays. I really love that. They create their own music. They create their own lyrics. Their lyrics are very fun and it's very Gen Z-ish. And I just like the vibes they got. They look very chill. They don't even overdress or anything. They just look like they're in their pajamas or something, like daily clothes over here. It's not like fancy stage clothes. And they just got this very natural vibe, self-produced vibe. And I love that. They just look like friends just hanging out with each other. They all speak great English. English. So yeah, I just love CORTIS, and I think they are the next generation. I wouldn't say like all the media says like the next BTS or something, because BTS is BTS, CORTIS is CORTIS. But I would say that they are close to having the potential of being probably the next BTS in terms of popularity, if we were to bet on any group out there. So CORTIS is definitely very strong. I love their previous songs like Fashion. And this one, Green Green, is their album is very nice as well too. They just dropped Blue Lips or something last night. I haven't checked it out, but CORTIS is going to places. I can definitely see that. So that's why when I saw CORTIS coming out, I just put more money into Hype stocks, which is doing really bad right now. When are my Hype stocks going to rebound? Please help me, God. They'll eventually go up, and I don't like to be very short-sighted or anything. And I'm playing for the long game, but it's in a massive loss right now. It's plummeting through the ground. I don't know why, but yeah. Hype stocks. Well, we got some good news. I've told you over and over again, I need the help from you guys. So officially, Korea has opened its borders for retail investors in the US to invest in Korean stocks individually. So look into that. We have a lot of brokerages and companies that enable US retail investors to invest in Korean stocks now. So it's probably available for you guys. It's already June, right? So the services, some of them have already started, launched, and most of them are going to open up during June. So here's your opportunity to buy Hybe at a very, very affordable and discounted price, in my personal opinion. This is not financial advice, but if you look at Hybe's high and where it's at right now, it's down 40%. So this is a bargain sale. So great time for you guys if you want to enter Hybe. I have faith. I have infinite faith in BTS, and now it's even fortified with CORTIS and Cat's Eye and everything. So there you go. Only US. What about Canada? I'm not sure about Canada, but like in general, like foreign investors. But I did see a lot of articles saying that your local brokerage would have to be have a pact or like connected to a Korean one. So there are different Korean brokerages like NH or Kium or Mira said or whatever, and they are connected to, like, I don't know, Robinhood or Fidelity or whatever app you use. So you'll have to look into that. But Korean stocks are really hot nowadays. In Hong Kong, they launched a Samsung SK Hynix 2x leverage ETF, and it's like traded as #1 over there. And yeah, Japanese people are buying Korean stocks like crazy. This Goldman Sachs guy came out recently and said the Kospi market's going to go to 10,000. It's right now at 8,000. Last year it was struggling at 3,000. It more than triple X'd. That's crazy. But yes, my bingo card is shots. It's fulfilled. Korea, China, and stocks. So yeah, how much for Hybe stocks right now? Currently, I don't even want to look at the chart right now. I'm so down. Like, I'm losing so much money. Well, I'm not losing it technically because like I haven't sold, but yeah, I've earned a lot of money with Hybe. But right now, this is the Hybe stock chart. It does not look good. It started all the way from $400. Now it's trading at 200 something. So I bought initially at 200 over here, and then I sold at 400. Really, like from bottom to top, I made juicy gains. And then when it started plummeting from the US declaring war against Iran, it started plummeting to like 300 something, right? So I bought it. You see the purple, you see the blue arrow over here? I bought it over there at like 350 or something. And now it's all down to 220, so it has to rebound up to here to break even. But yeah, it doesn't look good, and a lot of analysts are scaring me, saying like, oh, if you look at Hybe historically, this is the historical chart. It went all the way down to $100 at one point, so it might go down even to 150. But I would say this is a huge discount from the top. This is exactly when BTS came back with Arirang. The top was exactly when BTS came back with Arirang and announced their world tour. And we call that a sell-on. The news was all out, the hype was all gone, so it all came down over here. And this is now trading at a 40% discount. You can see, yeah, so. Anyways, if you're interested in Hybe, go for it. Yeah. You want Hybe stock too? Yeah, please, International Army, come in and save me. This is not financial advice. Okay, that was Cortis for you. Oh, speaking of baseball, though. Speaking of baseball, I just found this because K-baseball memes are becoming global here too. This was pretty funny. Look at this. You don't have to focus on the announcer or anything.
이 장면을 몇 번씩 또 파고듭니다.
Look at this. This happened during the KBO, the Korean Baseball League.
이희정 기자입니다.
Look at this. Look at what happened.
1회 초 3루 주자 페라자가 강백호의 땅볼 때 홈으로 파고듭니다. 그러나 송구보다 빠른 차가 누구나 아웃이라 예상했습니다.
Look at what happened.
하지만 페라자의 순간적인
Whoa!
터치가 한 번, 두 번.
Whoa! And he's safe. And he's safe.
한번 피하더니 몸을 틀어 또
Whoa. Whoa, that is not AI. A lot of people thought that was AI when it was on Reddit and X.
이 진기한 장면은 미국 야구
People
분석
thought that was AI.
되며 화제를 불러냈습니다. 최근 들어
Whoa.
우승부는 비디오 판독이 등장하면서
Whoa.
더 뜨거워졌습니다.
He made it safe through his legs
시도하는 포수의 사투가
and his crotch. Look at that.
지난달 하나 오재원은 헤엄치듯 몸을 비틀어 홈으로
Whoa, that is some acrobatic shit over
기질을
there.
발휘합니다.
And this one too. Oh, okay. He faked it. Oh, all right. All right.
당황한 박동원은 부랴부랴 공 없는 글러브로
Isn't that funny?
최종 판정은 세이프였습니다.
Yeah, that just went viral on Reddit.
했던 삼성 박성민의 기묘한 주루 역시
Oh.
12년이 지난 지금도 야구 팬들 사이에선
Oh, okay.
미국 메이저
Yeah, but this one was crazy.
누구나 아웃이라 예상했습니다.
Yeah, I would have thought that was AI too if I saw it at first sight. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So close to the jewels, I know, right? Oh, look at him placing his hands. Oh! Okay. Anyways, I just wanted to share that. And continuing from stocks again, a big feat just for you guys to let you guys know. One thing to celebrate for Korea as well too. This is the global stock ranking over here, market caps by largest companies in the world. So number one is Nvidia, Apple. We got Google, Alphabet, Microsoft, Amazon. We all are familiar with these companies, right? They got like $5 trillion worth of market cap over here. We got TSMC. That's one from Taiwan. It's the semiconductor factory. Broadcom. And then we got one from Saudi Aramco, like oil as well. We got Tesla, Meta. So until the top 10, every company you probably all know. But we got 11th and 12th, Samsung and SK Hynix. They finally entered. And what's so phenomenal about this is because they entered the $1 trillion clubs. $1 trillion worth of market cap. That's crazy. So 2 Korean companies have entered the global top largest companies by market cap just this month. And it's Samsung and SK Hynix. Very, very proud about it. And the only companies in the world that are over a $1 trillion market cap are 12. No, actually 14. And Micron, we got another semiconductor over here. Berkshire Hathaway, that's Warren Buffett's company. He retired recently. But yes, only 14 companies in the world that have over a $1 trillion market cap. And 2 Korean companies made it! Woohoo! Yay! 1 Taiwanese, 1 Saudi, all the rest is American. But you guys all know Tesla, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Google. So the fact that 2 Korean companies are neck and neck to these companies make me super, super proud. And it just shows you how much of the craze there is in the stock market right now for Korea. Apple is bigger than Amazon. Wow, yeah, exactly. If I can trade stocks like some U.S. government officials with their insider info, I'd be on a good nest egg. Yeah, I know some people. And Nancy Pelosi, or whatever, she's been on the radar for a long time. On Instagram, I saw. Eli Lilly having the time of its life with Mounjaro, yes. And apparently Mounjaro and the substance in it, it's called GLP something. A lot of researchers have been conducting studies on the substance of GLP 3, is it? And there was a recent study that came out saying that they found that Mounjaro and its ingredients actually decreased the prevented cancer or even eased cancer symptoms to a very significant level. So you go check that out on online journals and reports, but they still haven't proven the direct correlation between a substance and the effect. But They've observed it from a pretty wide spectrum and big, what do you call it? Account of people. I can't think of the word right now. 표본 in English. My English is glitching again. In English. 표본 영어로. I just need to find these words in order to maintain my specimen. Yeah, it is the right word. Then sample size. Yeah, in a pretty big sample size, it's proven to actually better cancer symptoms. So the scientists are hypothesizing, because it prevents you from eating excessively, and it helps you with obesity. And apparently human beings aren't supposed to eat this much. So fasting to some extent is good, because our human organs are like this big, and nowadays modern human beings, they just overeat, they overconsume in portions, and also in terms of unhealthy substances like sodium or calories, like excessive amounts. So yeah, this substance from Mounjaro is actually helping people to restrict that into our natural level of consumption. Thus, that is making our organs function better in how it's supposed to. And that is thus decreasing the rate of cancer, is what I read in these articles. So please go check it out. Yeah. So it's becoming like a miracle drug now. You know what happened with a lot of drugs, right? They were seen as side effects, but it became so effective that the drug actually became the like prescription itself. I know that Viagra was invented like that. It was a side effect initially for another drug, and they saw like, oh, men and their performance and their whatever, yeah, got better with side effect, and they actually, yeah, made that into the sole purpose. So maybe Mounjaro might have struck on gold if it's like a cure for cancer. So, yep, go check it out. I lost a ton of weight, so I got the real stuff. I'm taking it for diabetes, but I've lost about 20 pounds, is that? GLPs were originally for diabetes management. Exactly. So, multi-purpose. And then now it's being used for weight loss. So, it's got multi-functions, and it's becoming a miracle drug. Yeah, so might want to look into it. I know a lot of people around me that have been taking Mounjaro, and they've been satisfied with the results. I've taken it only for a month, and then I lost 5 kilos. I was pretty good, and I got too self-confident, and I felt like, you know what? I might be able to do this without the help of this drug. So I stopped taking it, and also, you know, my bank account wasn't in the right position back then. So like one month's worth of dosages was like $300, and I was like, oh, that's a little heavy on my bank. So I stopped taking it, believing in myself, but it all came back. So yeah, I just need to exercise more, eat healthier, sleep better, and I think I can do it, but it was definitely effective. 5 kilograms in 1 month is wild, I know, right? Yep. And hello, dog baby. Okay. So next news. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is some fun news, but I don't know if you guys are a huge Star Wars fan, but The Mandalorian, I haven't seen the Disney Plus series. It's The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's a new movie that came out on the 27th, like 3 days ago. I know a lot of people that have been going to watch it on IMAX. But yeah, it's been released. I know that there are a lot of Star Wars fans out there, but they had like this performance in Lotte World over here, The Mandalorian, is what they call it. And they go up, the speed mode, and they go up to like the Jamsil World Tower and do this little performance over here. It was cool and all. They got the Grogu figure over here. Apparently that's not Yoda. I thought it was Baby Yoda, but I looked into Wikipedia and it's just one of his species. It's a baby. It is a technically Baby Yoda, but it's not Yoda himself. Yoda died. So
or do we fight?
yeah, so I don't know if you're gonna be watching this, but it already is screening. And the reason I brought this is because there has been this viral post online saying, "Oh, we finally found where Grogu and Yoda is from. They're from Korea." So you might be thinking, what the heck are you talking about? Well, big news. Yoda and Grogu, their race or their ethnicity was mysterious. Nobody knew. Even Lucasfilms, they never officially mentioned where these two species are from in the galaxy or the whole universe. But we finally got a hint on where they're from. And they're from maybe Korea. You'd be like, what the heck is he talking about? Look at this! Yoda! No, Grogu! Over here! You'd be like, why is he from Korea? Well, if you look closely to the props, look at this specific black bowl over here. And the snacks he's munching on. Look at this. It's none only than the tukbegi. It's Yoda is using, Grogu is using a tukbegi. It's an actual tukbegi. And also, these are Korean snacks. Jorbyong snacks and sallobyeur. These are very old Korean traditional snacks. I used to eat them when I was elementary school. Grogu is eating these Korean snacks in a tukbegi. Look at this. Isn't this enough evidence to show that Grogu is actually Korean? And there's even more evidence that adds to the theory. You know how Yoda speaks, right? I can't make a sentence right now, but in the Force, I believe. Something like that. What would be a right sentence to become an example? I am going to meet my parents after this. He would say something like, after this, I shall meet parents. Something like that. Anyways, I'm trying to get a right sentence. But the thing is, the way he speaks is the syntactical, what do you call it? Syntax. The order on how the Korean language functions in. Right? Korean is Yoda speech. A lot of people have been talking about that over the years. Give me a good sentence. Meet my parents after this, I will. Okay, yes. Yeah, so that would be how Yoda speaks. And that's like the Korean way, the Korean grammatical order of words. So a lot of people were like, oh, Yoda is definitely Asian. And, you know, there are a lot of Asian references in Star Wars, obviously. But we never knew where he was from. Live alone, do you? Oh, actually, that's pretty good. You know, like you could go to Hongdae and rather than using the generic, do you live alone? Like, live alone, do you? So we got more evidence that Grogu and Yoda is Korean. This is hard to deny. He's eating 별사탕. He's eating 쫄병 snack on a tukbegi. Where do you get this shit? Right? He uses our language. He eats in our bowl, and he likes our Korean snacks. This is enough evidence to show that Yoda is Korean. Yeah. And apparently the production staff confirmed that is actually a tukbegi. It's actually a Korean tteokbokki. So it's canon. It's confirmed. Grogu clubbing in Itaewon on the weekends. Leave alone, do you? What would be, are you open-minded? Is it open-minded? Are you? Yeah, but breaking news, guys. Whatever this species is called, Yoda and Grogu is from Korea, okay? That's the biggest news of the week, all right? That was a fun one. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's go on to some more news. He's so cute, I know. I need to go watch that movie, but I'm wondering if I will be able to understand it without watching the Disney Plus series. So let's see. But I do want to watch something on IMAX. Yeah. So be aware of the incoming Star Wars fan in South Korea. Okay. So next news is that it is... Oh, we got a super chat. Hey, Lynn, thank you so much for the super chat. Happy Sunday pizza, pizza, pizza. Thank you so much for the $20. Woohoo! Love you, love you. Thank you so much. All right, so right now, you guys might be bored about this topic, but it's important. It's election season. It's been election season for a while. There have been politicians on the streets giving out flyers and greeting people and bowing to people and all that. I don't give an F. I wish they could just like ignore me, but every time I pass by a street, there are like part-time workers like dancing and doing whatever to promote their candidate. Yeah, I've grown to know that whoever they are, they're all the same. It's just choosing the least worst at this point. But yeah, the point is the elections have started, and on June 3rd is going to be our regional election date. And we've already had our, what do you call them? The early votings done during this weekend. And apparently they got an early voting turnout of a record high at 23.51% for the local elections. And this is the highest, and a lot of people think that from their own narrative, it's because they want to punish the current administration, or they want to punish and show support. They want to punish the past, what do you call it, the impeachment, and show the incompetence of the Conservative Party and support even more towards the current administration. So they don't have their own agendas, but it's at a record high right now. This is how it looks like. We go to our local community centers or just regional offices, wherever it is. Mine is right in front of my house, so I literally just have to cross the street. But people line up like this. It's the same like that all around the world. If it's a democratic society, I would say you go up and there's a lot of people, and you give them your social security number and your identification card. They have face recognition, and you have to put like a thumb thingy, and you get the papers from them. You go into the polling booth over here. Yeah, it's barricaded, and you have booths. And, oh, even the monks were voting. Of course, they're Korean too. And then you put it in the box. And they seal the box. So this is a very big point of controversy in Korea. It's been... Honestly, I have my own opinions about it, but I'll just save it for today because I don't want to get political. But a lot of people from a particular side argue that the elections and the votes are rigged and they're fake and they're tampered with and contaminated. And they always tackle the early elections, that they're rigged. Because the reason is, because it's the early elections, they need to seal the preliminary votes that are already collected, right? So they have like a seal over here, they have like a sticker, and they put it in a confined space. And there are workers, like the district workers or whoever, that manage these votes until the actual voting day. But sometimes because of some misunderstanding, or like you left out votes, or there were missing votes or whatever, sometimes you have to peel the seal off and put in extra votes in there. And we have policies for that. Like 2 people must be looking over and monitoring, and then after the seal is ripped off, you need to sign on top of it, and there are CCTVs in the room, literally real time, showing it on live broadcasting it on YouTube and stuff. And despite all that, people make up theories and conspiracies or arguments that the votes have been tampered with and it's been favored towards a particular party. Yeah, so there's been a lot of conspiracy theories over the years. A lot of salty people saying that, you know, a certain administration only won because of the rigged votes and the fake elections. And that's why that actually was one of the reasons why the prior president Yoon Suk-yeol did the what do you call it, the martial law, and he invaded the National Security Service, National NCS, 국정원, or whatever you call it, and he tried to open the servers and get like evidence of rigging of the elections and stuff. But yeah, that's all passed, and they could find no evidence. But there are a lot of YouTubers that still claim that this election is rigged as well too, and their statement is that like we should not participate in the early votings because it's all rigged. Blah blah blah. That's one part of it. But anyways, just letting you know that the regional elections are going through right now, and it's not an exception for the political leaders of the country. So we all broadcast them going to the election booths and casting their own votes. So if you see here, here's the current president. Yeah. And he caused a controversy during the voting. And honestly, I think it is controversy worthy to some extent. So you look at him. You see it says like he wore a gray necktie. That's because you can't make a political statement. You're very careful about the subtle statements you can make with colors. You can't wear red or blue or whatever. So he wore a gray necktie, gave his ID card with his wife. He received the voting paper. He went in, and he's voting over here. But where the controversy erupts is he suddenly came out mid-voting, and he asked the workers, the employees over there, saying that the voting stamp, it was malfunctioning, so only half of it got stamped on the paper. So he was unsure if this actually this is a valid vote or not. So he was asking for a worker to come over and verify if this is okay or not. So look at this. And the worker says, oh, you're not supposed to give it to me or show it to me, because that's against the laws of voting. You're not supposed to disclose who you're voting for, or show it to anybody else before you fold it, because, you know, that's the voting law. But he just waves his hand like this. That's a very rude gesture, honestly, like to wave at someone and come on over here. So he waves to the worker over here and come on over here. And he said something 상관없습니까? He's like, oh, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Just come on over. Well, what the worker was just doing his job, saying, oh, by voting laws, I'm not supposed to see your vote. You're not supposed to show it to me. and he was like, yeah, it's okay for the stamp to be like that or something. But the president was like just waving his hand, saying like, it doesn't matter, I don't care, just come on over and look at this in front of the camera, in front of the journalists. And this guy is trying to not look at his vote, but it's all in the open over there. You can see that the camera is actually capturing his vote over here. And the worker keeps on saying, like, it's okay, it's okay. So he goes back in and, you know, he completes it and puts it back in over there. It's sealed. But because of this moment where he waved his hand to the worker and just, like, disregarded and ignored the voting laws because he's president, and he's like, oh, I don't care if you... Whether he meant, I don't care if you see my vote, or it doesn't matter because, like, I'm president and you can come over me because he thinks he's over the law or whatever. Either way, technically, he's in the wrong. Like, whether you like him or not, like... Yeah, technically, he's in the wrong, so I do think he is eligible for some criticism over here, over his authoritative attitude or gesture, or him, like, just, you know, trying to bypass the law or whatever. So this became a little bit of a controversy. People are saying that we should invalidate his vote because, like, it was against the voting laws. Rude and unlawful. And that's the old gen for you. Yeah. I like this president. He looks friendly. He is friendly to a lot of people. Yeah. So, he basically is a jerk. I don't know. I don't want to make any political statements. There are a lot of conflicting assessments towards this president. You know, I'm more on the neutral conservative side, I always said, policy-wise. I hate the Conservative Party in Korea, just for the record. I think all politicians are the same. And he's on the progressive liberal side. But I do have to say, like, because I'm neutral and I'm a pragmatic person, I've actually grown to think that this president is pretty competent, and he's doing a good job. And just looking at the economy and the stock market and everything, the diplomacy, I think he's on the right track. But there are a lot of, like, arguments as well too. I understand those valid arguments too. I do not like his policies of, like, just spreading money. Yeah. And I'm not like I'm not like a blind supporter of his. And looking at this in a neutral way, I do think if he is president, he should be at the forefront. He should be a role model of abiding the law. And the voting is usually it's called the flower of democracy. And if he was elected through the voting process, he should consider it as a sacred and serious procedure. And just because he's president and he thinks his vote is obvious and he doesn't care if the employees sees his or not, it doesn't mean he doesn't get a pass to, you know, just wave his voting paper and do something like that. Especially when there are reporters and everyone's watching. Like, you can see everyone's filming him over here with their smartphones, and yeah, so, like, look how uncomfortable this person might have been. So I think this was a oopsie on the president's side, personally. So yeah, this is going to be a political controversy for a while. There was another thing. So it's hard to be famous, right? I think BTS would go vote. I think they might be on camera when they go vote. But this dude is probably the most famous man in Korea right now. He went voting too, and we had a very fun interaction.
본인이 맞는지 확인하시고 손도장을 찍거나 이름을
Y'all know who this man is by now, right? If you've been watching my streams. So, yeah, we had a fun moment. Like, this girl, the worker over here, this woman, she couldn't withhold it. She just had to. Like, after all the verification was done, she very shyly said, "Can I get a handshake? Can I get a handshake?" And yeah, he was very awkward, but he did give her a handshake at the end. As a voting worker, like, you know, you're obviously, I don't know, I don't think that's against the laws or anything. You're just working there, but it's obviously against, you know, professionalism if you're there for like a monitoring position. But like she just couldn't withhold it herself, and both of them got handshakes. And people are like, "Oh, don't ever wash that hand. Oh, go buy the lottery today." So yeah. Anyways, yeah, he's Mr. Samsung. Yeah, he's EJO, the head of Samsung. He's like an idol in our country, because of his, like, you know, he has a smiling face. So you know the term RBF, right? Resting bitch face. He has the opposite of that. He has a resting smiling face. So people love him. And yeah, people were like, "Oh yeah, the richest man in Korea went to vote." So if you're a normal person and you claim that you're too busy to go to vote, then you're in the wrong. So even someone so busy exercises their precious right to vote, so let's make sure we don't forget either. It's a rare sight. He is the richest person in South Korea. It's a natural scene, but it's so fascinating. The two people who shook hands are 100% Samsung Electronics stockholders. Yeah, really down to earth, really nice person. Yes, that expression when shaking hands is so cute. I don't know, if you were one of those people working at the vote polls, the booths, if BTS came in front of you, I don't know, if I were sitting there, and if I was one of the monitors, I would be really conflicted if like Lee Jae-young was in front of me or BTS was in front of me. I wouldn't care about the president, honestly. The only people might be like Karina or BTS or Lee Jae-young. If they were in front of me, I'd be like, "Oh, do I do this or not? This is my once in a lifetime experience, you know?" A handshake is just a handshake at the end, but it just gives you the feel. There, I mean, heck, if you think about it, when Jensen Huang came to Korea and he had like the chicken meeting with Lee Jae-young and the Hyundai, Mr. Hyundai, they went to that chicken place, right? And then afterwards, people flocked to that chicken place just to sit in that seat to get their good energy. So if he's in the flesh right in front of you, would you courage up to actually make that moment and get a handshake? I don't know. I would faint if BTS was in front of me. Resting smile face, yes. To be an election worker, to do the ID checks for Chaonu. Yeah, I don't know. If I would do that. I like the joke, I will be unprofessional, but in reality, I won't. I might be like going on for a break or washroom, then I'll ask for a picture. That's too obvious. That's even more obvious. Yeah, because like, what are you gonna do with a handshake? Like, you gotta get a selfie or something, right? Pics or did not happen at all. Well, for this person, she doesn't need a pic, but because she got captured on national TV, getting that. Like, you can hear her subtly timing her request, and she says very quietly, could I get a handshake? You know? She's like, Aksum, handshake, please. And she's like, yeah. It's so cute. She's so cute. Look at that. Yeah, so that was cute. But not everything was cute, because there was this other guy. He's a pretty hated figure in the political spectrum. He's like the young conservative party. Not a lot of people like him because he's very provocative. I do like some of his policies. I do think he's a pragmatic person as well too. But anyways, his name's Lee Jun-seok, and he got into a controversy because he entered and this grandma started having beef with him. You can literally hear her kind of yelling at him. So this is him coming in, and look at this. He came in. Oh, some beef. His eyes are about to pop out. And then he goes out. So this is what happens if you're a politician. So what happened is initially, so he got instructed to go into the line, and he was doing ID verification, and this other old woman was on the opposite side of him, thought he was cutting in line, so she started yelling at him saying like, who are you to think you can cut in line? We're all waiting here. We got to go to work too. We're busy people. Why are you ahead of us? And he was just like doing as instructed, and people thought that was privilege too because he was like a congressman and like the voting office was giving him privilege. But afterwards it was revealed that it wasn't privilege after all. It was just separate lines. That was the line for the ID verification or whatever, and that was another line to wait for the actual voting. So there wasn't any issue. But this, you know how social media works, right? Initially, the narrative got spun in a very different way, and he got misunderstood. He got so much hate for half of the day. This politician getting privilege of skipping lines, and this old woman getting mad at him and confronted him. Way to go! But apparently there was nothing in the wrong for him, and the office worker, the voting worker, clarified that yeah, he was just instructed to go in and he was following standard procedure. He didn't get any privilege at all. So this guy, he's now going to sue all the media that jumped onto this and misportrayed him as getting privilege and cutting in line. So I see these kind of things, and I feel like, wow, it must be such a hard job to be in a position of like being in the media in general, like being in the spotlight. Whether you're a celebrity, whether you're a politician, politicians have it the worst because they have like antis and people that oppose you. And probably, I'm guessing that the woman that opposed him was not a big fan of him either. So she maybe was a little biased, but every little thing gets clipped out of context and it's used against you. And the problem of modern day media is they don't care about the vindication. They don't care about the facts, what actually happened. They're like, if they see the framed footage and it goes viral on Twitter, they just see that, they make their judgment, shit on him, and reinforces their mind, oh, he's a shitty person, oh yeah, privileged, whatever. They shut down and never follow up on the actual story and never get the facts straight, and it just sticks there. So that's the problem with modern day journalism or social media or anything. Everything gets framed or out of proportion, and I've witnessed that happening to myself personally as well too, sometimes. And it's a very struggling kind of position to be in. So I would go mad if I were these people. So politicians really need to have, they either need to be a sociopath or whatever to be politicians, I feel like. And for celebrities as well too. Yeah, I could never be like a massive celebrity. So truthfully, the news creating a false narrative is what makes it worse. The thing is, even though the news follows up and actually makes a correction, people don't care about it because it's not drama. It's not sensational. They're just like, yeah, they either don't get to see it because it doesn't reach them, or even if they see them, they're like, I don't believe it. So that's the problem nowadays. Yeah. So it's the same with Kim Soo-hyun right now. Kim Soo-hyun's name was cleared of him dating a minor, Kim Se-ron, but even so, not a lot of people are interested compared to the amount of drama and shit he got from the public when he was getting the allegations from the fake Kakao Talk texts from the malicious YouTuber Kim Se-hee, who's now going to jail and is under a very big lawsuit. Even though his name is clear, not a lot of people know about it. Not a lot of people care about it. And some people still believe not to believe it. And there are still messy moral debates and questions over his behavior. So you can never really clear your name once something like that is just clipped or faked or whatever and put out through social media. People just jump on it and that's just it. It's permanent damage and you can repair it maybe 20%, but 80% damage is already done. So it's very sad. I think social media has a lot of benefits, but the fast-paced environment just stimulates unfortunate outcomes like that very often. Yeah, it's tainted. Korean grandmas are always like that, especially to Southeast Asian people like me. Yeah, I'm not going to deny that because there is a lot of racism towards Southeast Asian people in Korea. That's a fact. And I like to recognize it, and I like to apologize in behalf of a lot of uneducated people. And it is a fact that elderly people have more of a reaction like that towards not only Southeast Asian people, but just foreigners in general. There's a lot of xenophobia, darker skin, and it's because they're uneducated. That's not an excuse, but also, in a sense, weird to say this, but like, you can also feel kind of pitiful towards them because like you're the better person and like that person is just ignorant and she or he doesn't know better. So yeah, and it's a sad thing that's a global thing. If you go to rural places all over the world, you'll see people not deal in a very educated manner with unfamiliarity. They have prejudices. They judge you by skin color or ethnicity. And yeah, they're just like trapped in their own minds. And it's something unfortunate. Our generations are trying to fix it. And I think it's getting better, definitely, within our new generations and the younger ones. So I think time will definitely solve it. Not perfectly though. Like there is a deeply rooted racist kind of sentiment in Korea, but it's better than not improving or anything. So people like me or more Korean people that are now educated, that have gotten more exposure or more experience overseas, are now trying to improve the mindset. So yeah, just very close-minded people all over the world. Well, one good thing, a silver lining for Korea is that we might have seen the total demolition of the Korean population, but we have a little shimmering hope here in this news. I never see this news article would I would have never imagined this kind of news title, but everyone around me is having babies these days. First quarter birth see largest increase. That is very nice news because our population was about to go extinct. But I actually agree to this sentiment. Everybody around me is going to weddings, having babies. My mom is here every single week for a freaking wedding. I don't know why. And she always pressures me to go on a get married. But yeah, let's first look at this news.
올해 1분기 출생아 수가 1년 전보다 15% 가까이 늘며
15%
증가율과
increase.
증가폭 모두 역대 최대치를
Highest growth
기록했습니다.
rate in magnitude.
선행 지표인 혼인 건수도 9분기 연속 늘어 앞으로 아기 우리
Marriage.
소리가 당분간
Wow, marriages increased 9 consecutive seasons.
계속 커질 거란 기대감이 나옵니다. 백운 기자의 보도입니다.
Wow, that's really great.
마련된 유아 휴게실. 이유식을 먹는 아기들이 자리 대부분을 채웠습니다.
작년 올해 주변에 이제 친구들이나 친척들이 전부 다 출산을 많이 해서 생각이 없다가도 이제 다시 노력을 해서 생긴 케이스도 있고.
Yeah, they're basically saying everyone around them have been getting married and having babies. They weren't thinking of, but they got influenced by their friends or family's decisions.
매장도 사람들이 몰리긴 마찬가지입니다.
작년에 출산을 했고 그리고 올해 또 지금 임신 중인데 자리가 없어서.
Wow, this woman gave birth to her last year, and then she's also pregnant right now. But because the baby facilities or related facilities are all packed, she's in a line. Wow.
대기해야 되는 상황도 있어요.
올해 1분기 태어난 아기는 모두 7만 5천 명으로
Wow, 75,000 newborns.
14.8% 늘었습니다.
15% increase.
전년 분기 대비 8분기째 증가 흐름을
year on
이어가고 있는
year.
건데 1분기 기준으로 출생아 수는 2019년 이후 7년 만에
Wow,
가장
highest
많았습니다.
increase in 7 years.
증가율과 증가폭은 지난 1981년 통계 작성 시작 이후 역대 최고였습니다.
Wow, since
여성 한 명이
1981?
평생 낳을 것으로 예상되는 자녀 수인 합계 출산율도 0.95명으로 1년 전보다 0.12명.
Whoa, it rebounded. So the birth rate has rebounded 0.12% to 0.95. I think I saw a lot of headlines saying 0.78-ish back then, but it's at 0.95. It's still not up to 1, but I think that's a great rebound for the time being.
늘었습니다. 아기 울음소리가 커진 데는 혼인과 30대 여성 인구 증가가 영향을 미친 것으로 분석되며 혼인 건수는 9분기 연속 증가세가 이어지고 있는데 지난 1분기는 1년 전보다 6.1%
A lot of marriages happening.
6만 2천 건으로 8년 만에 최대치를 기록했습니다.
I mean, this is a stupid report. I'm sorry for calling it stupid, but they're trying to analyze why the sudden increase in birth rate is happening, and they say the reason is the sudden increase in marriages and female population in their 30s. Like, no shit, Sherlock. Like, what is I'm sorry for the reporter who analyzed this, but more marriages and more women in their 30s are leading to more births. I wouldn't call that a very thorough analysis. Okay? Like, I would have thought like, oh, because it's like post-pandemic, like people are now getting more economically, safe, and they have more spending room, and people are feeling FOMO, or like they're having anti-sentiments against like the population decrease or whatever socioeconomic reasons that could lead towards those decisions. Not just like, yeah, like more marriages are happening and there are more women in their 30s, so there are more babies. Like, how do you call that an analysis? Or am I being too sensitive, or do I just think this is dumb? Yeah, more marriages don't even equate to more births in the first place. So where's the missing link? I need to see that socioeconomic shift, or the mentality shift, or the root of that. But did the reporter get their sources from ChatGPT? Yeah, probably. The reporter should probably have asked it to Gemini or Claude rather than ChatGPT. I'm sorry, whoever did this.
지난 1분기는 1년 전보다 출생아 수 증가의 원인으로 꼽힙니다.
Okay, so we have a little bit of extra ideas over here, but nothing new. Government support for childbirth. is one factor there. Maybe thinking.
부정적이었 친구들이 있었는데 최근에 다시 물어보면 좀 긍정적으로 생각이 바뀐 친구들이 여러 있는 것 같아요.
이런 추세가 이어진다면 올해 출생아 수가 7년 만에 30만 명을 넘을 수 있다는
Oh
전망도
wow,
나옵니다.
we could almost get over 300k new
전문가들은
babies.
주거와 일자리 안정, 돌봄 부담 완화를 위한 적극적인 대책이 더 필요하다고.
Yeah, but we're still in the dark here, even though they said like, oh, one of the speculations are that we got good support from government policies. Well, that's been running for years now, and we've gotten better like maternity, paternity leaves and good subsidiaries and all that, but it hasn't really changed it so much. So I'm really looking for an answer over here. I might have to do a deep dive myself and make a video on this. I have a similar topic, cooking, about this, about international marriages coming soon. I've actually filmed that. I actually filmed like 5 videos. I'm in the process of editing it all. The order is going to be Starbucks and then the international marriage and then others are going to follow. But yeah, well, at least what I can say right now is that this is very positive. It's very optimistic. I'm sorry to Taiwan and Singapore, but I've heard that Korea's recent rebound in the birth rate, we're not going to be the notorious top lowest birth rate in the world country anymore. It's either going to be Taiwan or Singapore or Japan. So, yeah, but Korea is always going to be that #1 notorious country for low birth rate, plastic surgery, high suicide rate, because it gets clicks. If you put other countries, it won't get clicks because Korea is the hot country and they always want it to be this dystopian land because it gets all the views, right? Yeah, I do think that plays in a lot of effect to these YouTube videos or Elon Musk always saying, oh, Korea is going to get extinct. They have so much suicide rate and everyone gifts their kids double eyelid surgery, so it's a plastic nation, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah. But anyways, statistically, if you were to go to facts, at least for the temporary phase, I did see reports saying that at this rate, Taiwan or Singapore is going to be #1 at the lowest birth rate. And I think it's a thing that happens commonly in the Asian countries that are developed, that have like high density in cities and high competition, so and high housing prices. So it's a mix of all of that, on top of like changing mindset to the Western or more influence of open-mindedness. So it's like a clash of all these difficult environments plus this new mindsets mixed all together with a clash of traditional and repulsive reaction towards it, and it makes a monstrous result of like, I don't want to get married, I don't want to have kids, I can't even afford myself, can't even afford a house, how am I going to be responsible with a kid, I don't like women, I don't like men. So yeah. Yes. Okay, so yeah, that was some good news to introduce. There's one last thing I want to do before I end the stream. I have to go meet my parents at COEX in like an hour, so not a lot of time. Let me read some comments before I do the last thing. David is in rare form because of this reporter's lack of good journalism. I'm sorry, but like whenever I see stuff like that, I just feel very suffocated. I feel very stressed out because I want the answer, but that's not the answer. That's just saying stuff like, the obesity rate in the US is high because a lot of people are eating fast food. Maybe that might not be the best. I just can't think of anything off of my head right now. But like what I'm looking for is like, why do people have to resort to eating fast food compared to other countries? Is it because the environment is not friendly for people to walk around, or do they have to drive around, or the economic situation is so bad so they have to go to eat cheap and only affordable fast food, or I don't know, are the ingredients different, or blah 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 blah. You know, you want to like actually dissect the actual meaning and reasoning behind it. It's not like, oh, the stating the obvious. Yeah, it's just obvious. I just get stressed out with these kind of things. That's why I like videos like Asian Boss, where they just analyze and deep dive into what's happening and why. What might be the reasons, even if it's not like a concrete solution or a fact. I just like hearing thoughts from scholars, professionals, people in the field, or just like, you know, Steve's takes, stuff like that. Yeah. And without these kind of training, mental training or assessments, even on a governmental level, if you don't know the deeply rooted problems, then you'll just only do surface level policies, just giving out money, or, you know. So, yeah. David is against oversimplification and wants nuanced report. Yes, thank you for putting that in a clear sentence. I want a deep dive answer. Yes. Okay, Ryan's been talking a lot of stuff, so I'll just read one of his comments and go on. As a Singaporean, I've already accepted that our birth rates are just going to get lower and lower. Doesn't matter what they do, it's past the point of no return. Well, have some faith, because that's what everyone talked about Korea. It's correcting right now. Maybe this is a dead cat bounce. Who knows? I really like that explanation a while ago, where a lot of people were analyzing that the rebound for the population crisis was because of the post-COVID trend, where people withheld their marriages during COVID because they wanted to do the ceremonies and they didn't want to do online marriages, and they were all just keeping it. And then after COVID, there was a little spring because everyone just flocked into doing it. So it's like a skew in the statistics. And I was like, okay, that's a reasonable explanation on why we see a sudden rebound in the marriage rates. But apparently that's now become a trend, and it's an uptrend. So not only isn't like an optical illusion, but there must be some kind of reasoning behind this. And now I want to feel that. I just want to have some insight on that reason. And I can't pinpoint it myself too, but I think psychologically, for some reason, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, we have to find this reason, but for some reason, people around me have been talking about marriage like crazy. And I'm not just talking about my friends that are in their 30s and that are in their marriage ages or whatever. I'm talking about society in general, like from all different demographics. There's been a collective effort. Maybe it was because of all this negative buzz all over the media, just like, you know, slamming us with everyday doomsday scenarios of Korea getting extinct and all that, and people had a collective shift in mindset. I doubt that, but I don't think it's like the governmental effort as well, too. It's not the housing prices falling, the economic situation isn't getting better, but I could only... Where is this coming from? I don't understand. Is it really the Korean people just on the uprise again, like trying to save our country, like the IMF situation? Interesting. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. Last thing. So, okay. Yeah, I can say. There's this band. Apparently, it's a Korean band, but they're very popular overseas, and they almost always just write all their lyrics in English, and they've started getting popularity overseas first, and now they're pretty popular in Korea. I've been to one of their concerts, and they just dropped a new music video, and I got asked a favor to maybe introduce their music on stream on KPC. So yeah, I don't know if it's gonna get copyrighted or not. Probably will. I'll have to unfortunately cut it out if it does. But yeah, they got a new music video, just showing it to you guys for promotion. It's not Day 6. Day 6 is going through a controversy right now. It's not The Rose. It's this band called Wave to Earth. Wave to Earth. I've been to their concert. It was pretty good. They got very like chill indie music vibes. I don't know if you know them, but they got pretty good music. I even knew some of their music before I went to their concert. I think it was Love. Yeah, you'll probably notice some of their songs if you listen to them. They were on like advertisements and dramas as BGMs and stuff. But let me just show you the first what do you call it? The famous song? I think it was Love. Yeah. You'll probably notice the melody of this. And then I don't want to get copy strike, so if you go to the climax over here. Vibes, go check them out. But apparently they came out with this new music video. So let's just listen to it for a while. It's 5 minutes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Heaven and Hell. This came out 2 weeks ago. And it was shot in Mexico, from what I know. So it's interesting. Yes, I know their music. The same 3 chords, but that's what music is. Very nice. Love it. Their song Sunny Days. Okay, a lot of people know about them already. They're very popular. Yes. This one's a very laid-back song as well, too. Very acoustic. Is Hilda in the chat? The lyrics so far look pretty good. It's kind of like a V song, don't you think? V would like a song like this. I can hear him covering this. So far, no copyright strike. Heaven and Hell. Oh, Bahar says Heaven and Hell has been on repeat. Very vintage retro vibe with muted colors, yes. So they're having a North American tour, a world tour, I think. If you're interested, you can go check it out. So it's very rare for Korean bands to have these type of music videos. Like no band presence at all. They usually have those scenes of the bands playing. Try to see if you can get like a storyline from this. That's interesting. Is that like a dancing crew or something? There's something soothing about their music. I need a glass of wine with this song sitting on my porch. Exactly, that's the vibes. That's the vibes. So I wouldn't say it's normally my cup of tea, because I like more hype songs. But if I wanted to think about something about my life, that's the vibes I would go to. Mexico gave a wonderful welcome, unforgettable for them. Yeah. Oh, to BTS maybe? They're Korean, yes. Wave to Earth is the band name. If you listen to their songs, you'll notice a very similar vibe with all of them. This song is totally my vibe, says Roshash. They're good. Okay. So that's supposed to be Mexico City, I think, in the background. Very interesting music video. I don't know what's going on, but okay. Alright, so go check it out. You know, there are a lot of their famous songs. Yeah, I know Seasons. Seasons is a very famous one as well too. You've probably heard of it. This one. It's this band. Yeah, this one's pretty popular. Yep, but anyways, go check it out. Is he dead? That was a weird ending. I have no idea. It's up to your own interpretation. Beautiful, perfect fit for evening commute. Showcasing a snippet of Mexican culture in the music video is great. Coffee house vibes with their music. I thought they were popular in Korea too. Yeah, apparently they are. I was surprised when I saw their concert and they said it's very surprising for them to be like doing a concert in Korea, which means like they're probably more popular overseas. We need more bands. Yes. So go check him out. Yeah, that was a Wave to Earth for you guys. Thanks for tuning in today as well on KPC. And I hope you enjoyed today's session. I'm going to be putting out more videos across the week. So please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't. Thank you everyone who has supported me via PayPal. And one more thing before we go on. If you know, like I have a Patreon over here at patreon.com/David KPC David Kim. Go check it out. I have a lot of fun, more content over here, exclusive podcast, and the recent ad is newsletters. So this is the recent version of my newsletter from monks to DJs inside South Korea's hit Buddhism. So I write these K newsletters for you guys every single week, introducing interesting takes, a lot of facts and my own perspectives connected to BTS and everything. And yeah, I also put in like related links to videos, how Samsung's 500K bonuses are making everyone miserable, and my anxiety peak. This was my exclusive podcast episode for last week. We have a nice community going on over here. The Kangaroo Tribe is redefining adulthood in Korea. Another newsletter over here. Go check it out. Oh, this was an amazing movie. I might do some movie reviews. Yeah, the controversy around Chef An Sung-jae and his Michelin restaurant. All that on the KPC Patreon. Clean slates and messy breaks. Be the judge of my dramatic life. So please do go check out KPC David Kim Patreon. Okay? And Omnidroid, the robot, aka Doll Baby, thank you so much for the $20. Perfect way to end this stream. Thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next time. All right? Set your notification bells on, and yeah, you'll be notified when I'm going to go live. Probably this time as well, next week. Yeah, so enjoy your first week of June. Stay hydrated and stay cool, and